Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Denison, your billionaire farmer. So in this video today, we are going to discuss how to start gari distribution business in Nigeria. So if this is a business that you are interested in or you have been researching, I want to assure you that you have come to the best place where you can learn from someone who is into the business. So all I ask you to do is to subscribe to this YouTube channel, like this video, and if you have a comment after watching from the starting to the end, then you can ask your question and I will respond to you. So without wasting much of your time, let's dive straight into the business of today, gari distribution business. Now, you and I know that gari distribution business is profitable business. Now, someone may ask how profitable this business is. I want us to look at the data that we have. We have at least 200 million Nigerians. And based on the data available, more than 120 million Nigerians consume gari on daily basis. Now, if 120 million people are consuming this product on daily basis, it means that this product is of high demand, and you should look at how you can tap into that figure and see how much you can make as a small business owner. So let's start by looking at how many states produce cassava in commercial quantity, because gari is a byproduct that is gotten from what? Cassava. So if you want to go into gari processing or you want to go into gari distribution business, you have to look at states in Nigeria or communities in Nigeria that produce gari in commercial quantity. After identifying these states, we will look at where you should sell this gari or how many states that need the gari more. And when you know the states that need the gari more, you will now calculate how to move this gari to them. So these are the key things that we have to consider in this video. So how many states produce gari in commercial quantity? Now let's look at cassava. Cassava is one of the most cultivated crop in Nigeria, and in the whole world, Nigeria is the largest producer of cassava. Now, if you look at gari production, I just advise that you look at cassava. Don't just look at gari, look at cassava. Now, we have states in Nigeria that produce cassava in commercial quantity. Number one, you can mention Benue State, and from Benue State, you can mention Niger State, you can mention Imo State, you can mention Oyo, you can mention Ogun State, you can mention, there are many other states from the east to the west, and even north central Nigeria, that is Kogi State included. These are states that have cassava in commercial quantities. Now, not that other states don't produce cassava. They do, but they don't have it in commercial quantity. For example, you'll be surprised that if you go to Kano, you see some few farmers harvesting cassava. If you go to Nasarawa State, of course, they have it in commercial quantity too. You see cassava. If you go to Sokoto, you might see few cassava, not that they cannot produce it. If you go to Benin, you see few farmers with cassava. If you go to Warri, you see many other states, local governments, they produce it but not in commercial quantity. So if you're going into gari distribution business, you're looking at states where you can buy cheap, because the state that produce in commercial quantity is the state that is going to sell to you cheap. You are going to buy where it's cheap and sell to where it is expensive. So these are the states that produce cassava in commercial quantity, and they will definitely have gari in commercial quantity, which you can buy at a lesser price. So let's use Benue State for example. In Benue State have about 23 local governments, and most of them produce cassava in commercial quantity. Now, if you come to Benue State, you'll be looking at state like Otukpo, you'll be looking at state like Ogbadibo, you'll be looking at state like local government, like Ogbadibo, local government like Otukpo, you'll be looking at Zakibam, you'll be looking at Gwe West, you'll be looking at Gwe East. They all have cassava in commercial quantity. Now, when it comes to gari, not all these local government process gari. Many of them sell akpu, that is the normal fufu that we know in Africa, and some of them sell dry cassava chips. Their main purpose is not to process to gari. So gari is a product that is so expensive, because not that people have cassava then they produce. Some of them turn to alibo, turn to flour. They don't do gari. So when you come to Benue State, you are going to look at local government and produce it in commercial quantity. Now, I'm into gari distribution business, and one of the place we buy, or one of the place I source my gari is from Niger State. Now, Niger State is one of the agricultural states we have in Nigeria. If you're looking for bene seed, which is season seed, you can have it in Niger State. If you're looking for soya beans, you will have it in Niger State. If you're looking for beans, all these one I'm mentioning, they are in commercial quantity. So here, where I source for gari here, if you need 100 trucks of gari, you're going to get it. Most of the people that are processing gari here, they do it traditional way. They are using local tools to process their gari. Remember my video that I've shoot, I was setting up a gari processing plant. It is because I've worked with farmers, I've worked with people that are into this business, and I discovered that one of the major challenges they have is that they don't have the right tools. They process this gari, most of the gari come out sand, have sand, have chaps, many other dirty inputs, because they are not using modern tools. So if you have not watched that video, I would advise to watch the video and learn how you can set up a cassava processing or a gari processing factory, because it's a business that is going to print you money on daily basis, and it's not a business that is seasonal, because gari is not seasonal. We have a lot of places where I'll be showing you where you can sell your gari. So I've been able to show you states where you can buy your gari from. Look at Benue State, consider Nasarawa State, consider Imo State, consider Enugu, consider Oyo, consider Ogun State. These are states where you can get cassava or gari in commercial quantity. Now, after securing this cassava or securing this gari, what is the next step? The next step is for you to take it to a market that is profitable. Now, currently here in Niger State, where I'm sourcing my gari, I'm doing my supply. I'm supplying a bag of gari for 60,000, 50,000 to 60,000. And each bag contains as little or as much as 70 mudu. Now, if you do your statistics, and if you follow me here on Facebook, you will see that recently I made a post asking that how much is a mudu or a penta of gari. Many people came out to give me figures. These figures will help me in analyzing the market. We have some areas where a mudu is going, or a rubber penta is going for 2,500, 3,000 naira, 2,000 naira, 1,800. This was the list that I got based on that question that I asked. Now, let's assume you want to go into this gari distribution. You're buying from me, I'm supplying to you, then you are supplying to other people, or retailing, that is selling in smaller quantity. Now, I'm selling to you a bag for 50,000 naira, and this bag contains 25 pentas. Now, if you do your calculation, 50 divided by 25, it means I'm selling one penta for you, 2,000 naira. And maybe your location, one penta is 2.5 or 3.5. It means that if you sell one penta that you bought for me for 2,000, you'll be able to make 500 naira per penta. Now, most people get discouraged when they look at making 500 as profit, except for people that are into retail business. They know that retailing business does not come with huge margin. You only make profit in retailing business when you sell in volume. So it therefore means your calculation to be, how can I sell 5,000 pentas of gari in 30 days? Your calculations should be, how can I sell 1,200 bags of gari in 30 days, or in 60 days, or in 90 days? So if you're making 500 per penta and you're able to sell 1,000 pentas, how much is your profit? Net profit, or let me say gross profit. 500 times 1,000, you're going to make 500,000 as gross profit within 30 days of distributing gari. You don't have a processing plant, you don't have a cassava farm, you don't even know how cassava or gari is being processed. Your own job is that you order gari from me, I supply the gari to you, you take it and supply it to another person, and you made 500,000. This is big money if you ask me. Now, aside of this, I can also give you garri for maybe 50,000, and I will give you maybe the one of 60 pentas, or the one of 100 pentas, or 100 mudu, sorry. For 50,000, I can give you 100 mudu. And then this 100 mudu, how much are you going to sell? If I give you 50,000, if you pay 50,000 naira for 100 mudu, it means that you're buying each mudu for 500 naira. Each mudu for 500. And how many mudus make one penta? 3 on average. It means that you're buying one penta for 500. Now, if you buy one penta of garri for 500 and you sell this garri, this one penta, for 2,500, how much is your profit? You're going to make 1,000 naira per penta of garri. And if you sell 200 pentas of garri in a week, you have made 200,000 weekly. Now, places where you can sell your garri. Let's look at markets. Where are the markets in Nigeria where you can sell your garri? Number one, consider Lagos market. Consider Kano market. Consider Benin. Consider Abuja. That is, just look at states in the north that doesn't produce cassava in commercial quantity. Remember, we're looking at cassava because cassava is where this garri is derived from. So consider states that number one has the population, number two, they don't produce garri. Most of the oil states in Nigeria, they are not into agriculture. They have human beings there that need food. Port Harcourt, right? Bayelsa. I have a lot of customers, people that are coming from Akwa Ibom. We need garri, right? These are places. What that is telling you is that they don't have it much as do supply of garri in Onitsha. These are big markets, Onitsha main market. If you take your garri there, you sell. There's a market in Enugu. If you go there, you sell your garri. There are many markets. So you have to consider state where cassava is not being processed in commercial quantity, and move your garri there. Because once you move, these products are high demand products. In Kano here, they have the population, I think Kano has a population of over 25 million people. Kano and Lagos, they are the most populated states in Nigeria. So it means that they have a lot of consumers too. It means that if you take your your garri to Kano, you're going to have a market. People are going to buy from you. Now, when you look at selling to the open market, the next option I want you to look at is selling to supermarket. Selling to supermarket. Now, supermarket are good audience to target. Why? Because most of these supermarkets already have customers coming in to pick these products. And if your target market is supermarket, then you need to package your garri in smaller quantities. Because nobody walk to a supermarket to buy 1 basin of garri. If they walk to a supermarket, maybe they want to buy 1 kg or 5 kg, a small pouch of garri. They are not looking for like big volume. So if your target is supermarket, it means you have to break your garri. Now, if I sell 1 bag of garri to you, you can subdivide it into 2 kg or 5 kg or 1 kg or 1.5 kg. Package it neatly, have your label on it, and move the garri to supermarket. Write a proposal, because most of the supermarket, they will not just take you if you just come with an audio or let me say a verbal proposal. You have to sit down, write your proposal, tell them how much you can supply the garri to them, at what price, and the capacity you can supply per day or per week or per month. And one thing with supermarket supply is that most of them might not pay you cash. They can maybe pay you 30%, then after sales or after 30 days or after 10 days, depending on negotiation, they will not pay you the balance. So it means that you need to have some money before you target supermarket as your audience. Now, the next audience to target with your garri are boarding schools. You need to target boarding school. You need to sit down and make a list of all the boarding schools that you know in your state or in nearby state or any other state that you can go to. Then submit your proposals to them. When you submit these proposals to them, many of them might not call you, but some will call you because they use garri a lot for eba. They use garri for drinking. They share this garri to their students. Now, most of these schools, they serve food. And what they do is they use garri for eba. So you can target them, sell your product to them. Then the next people to target are the international market. Exportation. The reason why I did not mention exportation first was because you have to start home. You have to be able to establish a good understanding of Garri market in Nigeria first. Now, many Nigerians are staying abroad. And one thing with a Nigerian is that no matter the place or location where a Nigerian is, he still want to consume his own food. So they look for Garri. Nigerians that are in UK, they want to take Nigerian Garri. Nigerians that are in Canada, they want to take Nigerian Garri. Those that are in Germany, they want to eat Nigerian Garri. So if you can target African stores or Nigerian stores abroad, they are also a good place to sell your product. But targeting those outside this country most times is not as easy as people think, except you have someone you know directly and the person is in UK or in Canada and the person can help you, or in Dubai, the person can help you approach this supermarket. It will be easier for you. But if you are a Nigerian abroad watching this video, Garri is also a product you can move from Nigeria up to where you are. It's a product that you can move from Nigeria to where you are and make a lot of money, right? So these are the markets that you can target to sell your Garri. So what I've done in this video, I've explained to you that Garri processing or Garri distribution business is profitable. And I did not stop there. I also share with you markets, places where you can sell your Garri. So let's assume you're targeting open market. Those women that return, they sell in Mudu and cups. Then you don't want to also go and set up a shop and be selling in cups with them. You have to give them sample. You can take your Garri to them, give them sample. They will see how the product is and maybe they will order from you. But that is how easy it is. And another way to get massive customers for your Garri is to use your social media. If you're watching this video and you want to go into Garri distribution business, no need for you to ask, how can I start? The easiest way and the most cheapest way to start is to start using your social media as a marketing tool, as a shop. So you don't have to go and rent a shop, or you don't have to give an excuse that I don't have money to rent a shop. What you have to do is that you have to snap your Garri. Let's assume you just order one bag of Garri from me right now after watching this video. Then you take it home, you make videos or pictures of that Garri, and then start posting on your WhatsApp status, post on your Facebook status, post on Instagram, post on TikTok. Just make sure your video is everywhere. And if you do this consistently for 30 days, you start making sales. People will start coming. So you don't physically own a shop, but you have a digital shop where you can attract. Let's assume sometimes I can make a post and within 2 hours, my post can reach 1 million people. Now, when I sit down and look at that data, I will be like, if I'm to open a shop, how many people will come to my shop? Can I get this 1 million people? This video you're watching now, millions of people will watch it. Let's assume I want to set up a seminar, a physical seminar, and say, I need 1 million people to come and see. What will be the capacity of the hall? That is the opportunity the digital age has provided for us. So you don't have excuse. I don't have excuse. If I'm not making sales of Garri, it's because I've not pushed it enough on social media, or I've not taken it offline much enough. Go to shops, visit people, and show them my product enough. I've not done it. That is the reason why I'm not making sales. Every business is profitable. There is no business that is not profitable. It is how you push it. You'll be able to make profit how much you push it. Go to TikTok, make videos, package your Garri in 5 kg or 2 kg and start posting. Post it every day. Hold your product, snap pictures, make videos. Do a lot of things with your product. Don't be silent with your product. You have to make a lot of noise with your product before people will start. So you don't have to start within 1 week and say, I've advertised for the past 3 days or for the past 4 days and nobody have come, then you give up. No, you have to keep doing it for many days or years. Then your market will pick up. So this is how to start a Garri distribution business in 2025 and in Nigeria. It's very easy to start. It's very easy to start. you don't have excuse. Order a bag of garri for a start. So with as little as 50,000, you can start this business. Or as little as 60,000, you can start this business. You can just buy one bag, put it in your room, start making videos with it, or put it in your room, measure it one mudu, share all the shops in your area that sells garri, distribute to everybody in your community that sells garri. Your business have started. You don't need to go and get license. You don't need to go. Of course, I advise people, if you want to go into business, register the business officially. If you're in Nigeria with CAC, when you have the registered business, it will be very good for you. Open a separate account for that business. It will be very good for you. You have started, but don't use that as an excuse. Start with 50,000 or 100,000 naira and push it with zeal for 3 months, and then you'll be surprised that all this while you have been leaving money on the table. You have not seen a business that you can do. This business someone can do if you're a student, and of course your another target market is student. You can go to a student area, target them and sell your product to them. So thank you for watching this video. I remain Denison, your billionaire farmer. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, and if you have a question that you want to drop for me, you can drop it in the comment section. I will respond. And of course, I never forget this. As a beginner, you can also get a business plan. Don't underrate the importance of a business plan for any business you want to start. Let's assume you want to go into garri processing and you want to do it in a very standard way. You need a business plan, and maybe you need other people to partner with you. They will ask you for a business plan. So thank you so much. Get a business plan for this, which I can help you do. You can reach out to me on WhatsApp and I will help you to do that. So thank you. I remain Denison, your billionaire farmer.